Yo, what the heck is this? 5 Terrifying Spirals Horror Stories by Mr. Nightmare. Now, before I say anything about Mr. Nightmare, I used to check out one of his videos before. Not a lot of his new ones. And, we had one of these, only just one. I used to react to one of these before this was back from August 2020. Now, yeah, this was back from the beginning of August 2020. The one we had to the Chuck E. Cheese ones. Because I used to check out, the Chuck E. Cheese ones, and I haven't really, I really have not checked out the, newest ones from Mr. Nightmare, but baby, I want to do reacting things differently. Even if I do SMG4 and sometimes, especially I get back to Ruby content one day and try to get back to Metal Slug back one day. But things have been getting hard for this year, but that's alright. I'm gonna try my best to get back these up soon. But for now, later in the fall. But for now, y'all, we're gonna be checking out Mr. Nightmare's news. Actually, this was made back in 2015. 2015, that was 5 years ago. And this was called 5 Terrifying Spiral Horror Stories. Make sure you all get over there and subscribe to me, Mr. Nightmare. Freaking darn me, Ken. Mr. Nightmare. Anyway, y'all. Spiders. I don't like spiders, believe me. I don't like spiders. It gets you bit, it gets you in the house, whatever you all get to. It is what it is for life. Oh, God. Yo.
I spent a solid weekend playing on the computer a few years ago, drinking a lot of ephedra and coffee and generally not sleeping much. Every so often I'd feel an itch on my arms, like a loose hair falling on them. I'd brush it off and go back to staring at the computer. As this itching was happening more frequently, I started wondering if I was just imagining things or delusional from the tea and insomnia. But then I noticed what appeared to be tiny spiders on my arms. Am I going crazy? Are these drug bugs or what?
No.
And I went back to the screen. Then I saw the strings of thin webs glistening in the light, and tiny spiders floating past my vision.
What?
They were real indeed. I noticed a hole in the ceiling where they appeared to be falling from. I blasted a can of wasp spray into the hole, and hundreds of these little spiders began pouring out, streaming from their webs. Hundreds of them, all over me.
Yikes, man. What's number 4?
I got home from work late one night, was walking out to my front stoop, when I walked right into this huge spider web. At first I didn't think much of it until I looked down, and saw about 20 to 30 baby spiders all over me. I started freaking out, then noticed the parents sitting on my door. They were huge, almost the size of a hand. So of course I didn't want to use the front door. I run to my back door, throw off all my clothes and jump in the shower. I then watch as the spiders began falling out of my hair.
Holy shit, man.
I got home late and my phone was about to die. I always plugged my phone into the
There's a
outlet
freaking
on
spot on the freaking
I
bed?
collapsed on my bed and reached my hand under my bed to try and find my phone's charger. But what I found instead was some kind of squishy sack. I began poking and squeezing it, when all of a sudden, I felt hundreds of little legs poking me and crawling up my arm. I pulled my arm up from under my bed, and then screamed when I saw probably 30 baby spiders crawling up my arm.
30 babies? What the
told my
fuck
parents and jumped in
now?
the shower right away. Turned out it was a baby spider sack, and there was an even bigger mother spider living under my bed.
Hey, yo, is this real or what? I don't freaking know. Is he just trying to make these real?
woke from my
I
deep
have
sleep
no
in the middle of
idea.
the night to the feeling of something huge crawling around in my bed. Still half asleep, I jumped out and started freaking out, assuming it was a spider or something. With one swift motion of bravery, I flung the covers off the bed, but nothing was there. I started to think that I was just feeling it as part of a dream, and I continued to feel it until I fully woke up, so I went back to sleep. The next night, I felt the same exact thing. I felt it on my arms this time instead of my legs. Again, I jumped out of bed, still not in the fully awake state of mind. I was again freaking out and ran to my parents' room to get my dad. He was never afraid of spiders. He came to my room and flung off the sheets and covers. There was nothing there. I was convinced at this point that it had something to do with my dreams, or something was wrong with me, because there was no spider in my bed whatsoever. However, the next night, it happened again. The feeling of something huge crawling on my arm. Freaking out again, in my half-awake, confused state of mind, I once again jumped out of bed and flung off the covers, but this time I was greeted by the sight of the biggest spider I'd ever seen, bigger than a tarantula. It quickly crawled under my bed and out of sight as I screamed and went off to my parents' room again to tell my dad.
Dang, that's messed up, man.
This happened when I was staying with my grandma for the weekend. My uncle still lived with her, and occasionally I would stay over to work with my uncle for some good pay. Anyway, I was exhausted after a long day's work with my uncle, so I basically fell into the rickety old guest bed upstairs. I watched some TV for about 10 minutes before just deciding to go to sleep. It was a hot night. You know how on hot nights you constantly have to flip over the pillow to the cooler side?
No, freaking hot night.
When I did that, I put my head back down on the pillow. I didn't feel the soft, cushiony pillow on my cheek. I felt a furry, indescribable object press up on my face.
It's not
I
furry.
jumped up in response to it and saw a giant, full-grown huntsman spider sitting on my pillow. I fell to the opposite side of the bed, and I guess the shaking scared the thing because it took off at the speed of light. Where it went, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure the thing is still in my grandma's
That picture
house.
looks disturbing. Okay, that picture was look disturbing in the end, by the way. Jeez. So, y'all, I think that was gonna be it for now. So that was 5 terrifying spider horror stories. Now, that was just... So that's why I don't like spiders. I mean, people really hate spiders, believe me. Not gonna lie. They really hate spiders and blah blah blah, stuff like that. Like they hate freaking spiders. Like chomp chomp, hit the spiders, go boom boom. Well, true that makes sense, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Make sure you all get over there and subscribe to Mr. Nightmare. If you are enjoying my reaction, make sure you all hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and notification bell. Also, guys, make sure you all go check out my newest SMG4 reaction episode, and especially the newest Mario vs. Luigi causing B-Box collapse today. I did today. And make sure you all get to 20K subscribers and have a good rest of your night. Woo!